Hello, YouTubies. Okay, so today, as part of our plan, we're going to be doing the Frappuccino type, the blended coffee. So let's start on that. This is the first step, and you're going to see the progression of the look, because this is what I look like when I first wake up. Hello. All right. I have one of these silicone baking containers. It's clean and it's in a metal pan because I'm going to stick it way down low in my deep freeze outside, and that's going to help it freeze fast enough for us to use it. I'm going to do 2 cups of coffee. I did it out of my Keurig, so I already poured one in. 3 of them are full. I did it in my Keurig, and I just... Excuse me. I put it into the measuring cup instead of into a coffee cup. 1 cup fills 3 cupcake cups, and I use 3 per frozen drink. So this is enough to make 2 frozen coffee drinks. Anyway, here we go. Pouring it in, filling it all the way up. I'm going to get some silicone ice cube trays. I think that would make this easier. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. And there you have that. And I'm going to go stick them in my deep freeze so that we can get the day started. But, let's see. Let's see. Cheyenne asked... I think she asked a couple of questions, but we'll go with this one. Another question. I just started working out at the gym. How do I know how much calories I burn? Now here's the thing. You can't trust those machines. Alright, 1, if they ask you your height and your weight, and if you're a boy or a girl, and all of that stuff, then you can kind of take their guesstimate. If not, you can look it up on the internet. You can look up the average calorie burn for the exercise you're doing. Make sure you're being honest with yourself about how hard you really are working. And I always, after extensive research, I figured out that the average calorie burn for hooping for 10 minutes is about 100 to 125 calories. I don't count it as that. I count it as 75 because I'd rather go under than over. You can average it out. I love my Fitbit, but it's not good for endurance exercises. Like when I'm on the elliptical, it counts that as running or walking, but it doesn't factor in the muscle work that's happening. So I actually burn more than what it gives me. When I'm running, it's extremely accurate. I love my Fitbit. There are heart rate monitors. I find them aggravating, but other people love them. So you could look into that. But I would just do an average of the, I would look into several different websites, search it out, figure out what the average calorie burn is, and then go from there. It's always better to short shoot than to overshoot. Hope that helped, and I will see you again for breakfast. Coffee and a banana. I know, guys. I know that I can't, but I like to sing, so sometimes the world in song. What can I say? Anyway, breakfast, coffee and a banana. Okay, so we put those ice cubes into the freezer earlier today, and pulling them out, this is what they look like, coffee ice cubes. I'm going to use 3 of them, and I'm using the French vanilla ones to make this one. So I'm going to put those in. See, it left us with the 3. They just pop right out. Really easy to use. Fun. French vanilla smoothie. This is to give it some flavor and to make it creamy. Oh my gosh. So you're talking about 0 calories, 0 points for the coffee. Well, it's actually 6 calories. No, 2 calories. This is 2 points, 90 calories for the smoothie mix. Alright. lid over there. Oopsie. Okay, I'm gonna pop the lid on. And we're gonna get a little bit of a, now there's no liquid. I'm just busting up the ice cubes right this second. Getting it kind of looking like that. And now I have 1 cup, 60 calories of, I have almond coconut blend milk right now. Pour that in. Get a little bit of action going. A little bit more. Yesterday I put the milk in with the coffee and froze it and wound up having to add some more. And I think that this time, I think next time what I'm going to do is put half a cup of milk in with the coffee to freeze it and then add the coffee, add the rest of the coffee. Okay, hold on. It's 8 ounces of coffee, it's 8 ounces of milk. I think next time I'm going to mix all of them together, then use half of a cup to make the ice cubes and the other half as the liquid because the frozen milk really makes it a lot creamier. Let's go. So there we go. We have a fun little, watch this, kind of clear cup so that you can see it. And this is a French vanilla frappuccino. Shut up. So good. Oh, you just watched me make. Yum. Hi. Yum.
Hi.
Look, I did my eyebrows. Thank God. Jesus. Like, fuck. Okay. What? What are we doing? Oh, yeah, we're cooking lunch. But we're going to make breakfast for lunch because today, breakfast was like a banana or something.
Today's sugar-free candy is butterscotch, brought to you by Brock's. What? Yeah.
Hey guys, so what happened today? So far, we've made coffee and I had a banana for breakfast because I got up late, kind of, and I had to start school right away. So anyway, I'm eating breakfast for lunch because I was like, but I really want my breakfast because I was planning on my breakfast. And somebody asked me about breakfast, a healthy breakfast. Let me look. Artichokes are coming. I just need some fresh ones. I'm trying to find it. Breakfast? Somebody say something about breakfast? Whatever. I'm going to do a healthy breakfast because we're in the kitchen and I'm eating breakfast for lunch and so brunch. And then if somebody asked it, I'll find it. It might not have been part of the questions and answers. It might have just been them asking. Anywho, 3 cloves of coarse chopped. Light the fire under there. I'm putting it on a high medium. High medium. That's what we're going to call that. There. Then we're going to take you here. It's going to be spinach and eggs. Anyway, got the, just put in lots and lots. And right towards the end of the spinach, when things are not so great fresh, is when I like to do this a lot too. Cook down and saute the spinach. I'll also saute it the way I'm about to, and then I'll put it into like sauce, like red sauce or Alfredo sauce or whatever I'm going to do. Anyway, so here we go. We have the garlic and the spinach in there, and I'm going to cover it up and let it cook. And while we're doing that, we'll check and see. My favorite TV shows and movies. That was a parallel, I think, or something like that. My favorite TV shows, okay. On average, I'm a reality TV person. I like reality TV. It's just so ridiculous. I love Jeff Lewis. Anything Jeff Lewis, I love. I love, for horrible reasons. Because it is like a train wreck. I love Talis and Tiaras. And, I love Dance Moms. It's like so tragic. It's like, really? Really? Oh my god, it's horrible. TV shows. Bones. Bones is by far favorite. Grey's Anatomy. Oh, thank you. Fringe. Really loved Fringe. Yeah. I think that's all I can come up with right now. I don't get to watch a lot of TV first time around. Usually I'm pretty busy during the day. I'm homeschooling, and then in the evenings, like when I'm getting like my workout, cook on, blah, 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 doing all of that. So what I usually do is watch things, like the reason I can watch reality TV is because they usually play it like again and again and again that night. So I can catch it like late at night or in the evenings or whatever when I'm cooking. And Bones and Law and Order and those things I watch like in reruns all over the place. So there you go there. My favorite movies are, I love Happy Accidents. I love The Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. The Last Unicorn. Yeah. Those are my favorite movies. Yeah. Okay. And you know, there's a bunch that I like, but those are my favorites. So how's that? That was fun. There was another like quick and easy one. My favorite snake, oh my god. My favorite snake ever is probably, see, I don't know if I ever talked to you guys about this. I don't know if that's why Schizo 1313X me this or not. But my favorite snake ever is, I mean, when I was young, we had snakes as pets. Watch, look, that's, see how it's still kind of grassy, but it's not all melted? Okay, great. Hold on. When I was young, when I was a teenager, my brother is 6 years younger than me. My brother, got a snake from my uncle. My uncle has always raised and sold snakes to like, pet stores and stuff. He just always did it. So my brother got a snake from him when he was a kid. It was a king snake. My mom was kind of like, I don't know if I really want a snake here, blah, blah, blah. But he wants one. So, Bobby, will you give him one that won't work out? So, my uncle gave my brother a snake that wouldn't eat. And told him he had to force feed it. And somehow my mom got involved with that. I just added 2 egg whites, just to let you know. Now I'm just scrambling them up, cooking them down. So somehow my mom, who started off not really wanting it, I guess felt bad or whatever, and wound up force feeding the snake and like reviving it back to life. And then, like, my uncle was like, here's another one that's about out the door, and gave her a different kind of king snake. And I'm grinding some sea salt into these eggs. So then, a couple months later, we have literally, I think, 16, and some fresh pepper grinded. We have like 16 snakes living in the house, and we have, like, we're raising our own mice to feed them and stuff. God, it was horrible. It was neat, but it was like, I hated feeding them mice. That was the part that I didn't like about it. So I would say my favorite snake, or as a pet, is the corn snake. And the prettiest corn snake is a yellow albino corn snake. They're gorgeous. If I can find a picture on the web, I'll insert it here. And if I didn't put a picture, I couldn't find what I was looking for. Anyway, So there you go. And while I talk to you about that, we made a healthy breakfast. I love it. I love it so much. Dang. So that's our healthy breakfast. This is absolutely my favorite breakfast. I make it kind of a lot. I don't get bored. Sorry about that view of the bottom of the pan, kids. I don't get bored eating the same thing, and my body has never stopped losing or whatever based off of eating the same thing. So, I don't know what to tell you about people who are like, oh, I stopped losing weight because my body got tired of eggs. That's interesting. Anyway, I'm about to show you a picture of this, and then, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I have to get ready for work. Brunch. Ooh, looks so good, huh? I mean, to me it does.
Okay, so it was my girl California, Kelly, who was asking about the breakfast. So there you go. That is my all-time favorite breakfast. However, it is kind of low in calories. So if you're having the problem of not getting enough calories, instead of using just egg whites, put the whole egg in. One, or two. So it just depends. If I need to get my calories or my fat or my protein or whatever, if I need to increase it, what I do is usually use one egg and like a couple of egg whites or 2 whole eggs. So there you go. It's really easy to switch that shit up. She also said, what keeps you focused on eating healthy? I know it sounds lame. It does not. But I will stay focused for a few months and get stressed and lose focus. I feel it's my anxiety, panic attacks. And I would love to see you make the healthiest breakfast. I just did that. Okay. And she's looking forward to fried green tomatoes. Good news, because I think that's happening tonight. Anyway. What keeps me focused? I mean, I personally, okay, how about this? Early on, I was like, I have to get this done. I need to be on the other side of it. Because once you get to the other side of the weight loss, in my opinion, it's easier to stay focused. It's hard in the beginning to be focused because you start off all gung-ho and you lose 20 pounds and it's awesome, but it doesn't make a big fucking difference in your jean size. It doesn't make a big fucking difference in your day-to-day life, and you start being like, whoa, man, I did all that work for 20 fucking pounds and nothing is really changing. And that's the physical side of it. But the truth is, you're healthier. You are changing. For me, I was like, I gotta get this done. Because every day that I wake up and I get to live this life that I've created, I am reminded why I'm focused on being healthy. I love feeling good. I love being mobile and being excited and being a part of the world. And yeah, you can do all of those things when you're larger, but I wasn't. I wasn't doing them. I was unhealthy. I was unhappy. I was not me, you know? So I think that for me, staying focused is a natural part of continuing to be happy. I suffer horribly from anxiety slash panic attacks. I was put on a bunch of different medications, but what I came down to was I don't want to be on anything that screws with me. So I have a medication that I take only, and it's not one that has to get in your system and stay with you, but I take it literally only when the panic attacks are so bad that I cannot talk myself out of it. I pray, I exercise. Movement, burning off that extra energy really does make a difference. Not eating a lot of Sugar really does make a difference, you know, but there's still the times when I can't shut my mind off and I'm stuck in like a panic attack, and that's when I take a pill. Other than that, it's like you just have to bite the bullet and push your way through. And that's kind of what I'm learning, is that's kind of everything in life. Just bite the bullet. And it's never really as bad as you anticipate. Staying focused, I think the biggest thing that people do that screws themselves up are cheat days. Cheat days. Okay? And I talked a lot about this early on in my vlogs, and I don't know if I've said it lately, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about cheating. First of all, it implies that this is a game. This is not a game. It's your fucking life. This is war. 2, cheating. Who are you cheating? Who is gonna win? Like, you're not gonna win if you're cheating. 'Cause that's not what this is. You're cheating yourself. You're screwing yourself. You know, it's like, no, that's not okay. I think that it's kind of like taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, because it takes time, effort, hard work to create new habits. You will never make a new habit if you do something for 5 days and give yourself a day off. Do something for 5 days and give yourself the weekend off. Do something for 2 weeks, give yourself a day. Like, you're undoing, you have to do the same repetitive behavior every day to create a habit. And then you want to continue to reinforce that new healthy habit. So by building in cheat days, or days when you don't worry about it, or days when you don't think about it, or a week where you take off of working out, you are screwing yourself. You are unbreaking a habit you are trying to create. And that's what I think is the biggest thing. I never did that from the beginning. Now, am I telling you that I always eat perfectly? No. But my goal for every day is to have a healthy attitude with food. So it's never like, I'm like, okay, today I'm eating like I used to a fucking year ago, or 2 years ago. Today I'm eating the fucking world because I deserve it. No. Even when I know that there's something coming up, like, for instance, my wedding anniversary is coming up on Thursday, and we're going to have the same cake that we had for our wedding, right? And I'm like, every fucking year I'm eating that cake. The end, okay? I love that cake. But I'm going in knowing I'm going to have 2 pieces that day. I'm going to have 2 pieces. And knowing that that's going to be a certain amount of calories, and knowing that I'm going to be working with that situation. And my calories might be at maintenance. They might wind up being about 200-300 over maintenance. But they will not be binged. They will not be just used with abandonment. It's a plan. And that's where it's at. It's like, even when it's not the healthiest day, I am conscious of my decisions, and I never just let myself off the hook. And by doing that, I've created habits where I react differently to stress. I react differently to food. I react differently now. I have embedded new behavior. I know it's not my nature, so I know that if given enough time to revert back and enough relaxation, I probably would. But because I don't allow that and continue to reinforce the behavior I do want, I am reinforcing the habits that I am really proud of now. So that's the only thing I can tell you there. And I hope that that answered your question. Yeah. Oh, and Vicky Jean, congratulations on 120 pounds lost. She said some really nice things. Thank you. What do I do for dinner? Do my kids eat the same meal as me, or do I make something different? I've talked about this several times. Okay. Sometimes we all eat completely different things. That just depends. Like tonight, My kids will not be eating fried green tomatoes. They are not down with that. I do try to get them to taste things, but I don't like shove it on them. So it's like, all right, they're probably going to eat chicken, and I'm going to have fried green tomatoes. But when it comes to other things, like, let me think of a good example. Oh, okay, like lasagnas or pizzas. I will often, yeah, go ahead. Lasagnas or pizzas. I make 3 different pizzas. Mine, theirs, and my wife's. When I'm doing lasagna, it's like, or pastas, it's mine, theirs, my wife's. Those are just normal, because, what? Yes. Sure. She was like hand signing me, like asking me a question. All right. Those are dishes that I always make different dishes. I use different cheeses, or I might make different flavors, and that would happen even if I wasn't making a healthy dish versus whatever. I mean, even their dishes I make healthy, but my biggest thing is, like, when I'm making lasagna, the reason I make mine separately in a small container is because it allows me to count it perfectly. It also, because I have it mathematically figured out perfectly, I am less likely to go back and be like, oh, I'll just take another piece of yours. Oh, I'll just take another piece of yours. Because it's like, no, I already know what this is. I don't know what that one is. Hello? Take it out, what? Oh. That was the banana. Okay. So, anyway. So there are situations where I make my own food separately. That's, like I said, I have switched them over to ground turkey. I don't use butter and smother my stuff in salt, and like, I'm making good choices for them too. But I do often keep myself separate just because it makes it easier. And also, here's the other thing: some people are like, that's so much work. It's not. It's not so much work if you know ahead of time that you're doing it. Like when I'm shopping, I just pick up extra stuff, or when I'm making, it's really easy when you're doing your prep work if you know ahead of time. Just make the choice and do it. So there you go. And my workouts at the gym, because she also asked what my workouts at the gym usually consist of. When I go to the gym, I am only going to run, basically. Run or use the elliptical. And that is, like, I go to the gym to run because I really like running outside. I love to run outside because I enjoy being able to, like, run to music and just naturally set my pace and stuff. However, dogs, kids, people on bikes, cars, all of those situations create a situation where you can't just run and check out mentally. That, and the fact that if you're a female, or actually I guess anybody, you should be aware of your surroundings. You should know who's coming up behind you, who's around you, what's going on. And if you put in your earphones and you lose yourself in a jog around, evening time, somebody's sneaking up on you, or, following you, or any of that, you're not aware of it. That's one. Two, recently, the park that I used to run at, there was like attempted abduction of a girl or some shit, and it was like, that's not okay. Then dogs. People fucking around here just do not believe their dogs belong on fucking leashes. So, and here's the thing. Let me talk to you guys, okay? Because there might be potential dog owners out there who don't think about this, or who think about it in the way I'm about to say. I seem to notice that people think if their dog is little, it's okay to let it run around. It's not. Just because your dog isn't little. First of all, if you love your dog and don't want it getting squished by a car, put it on a leash. Second of all, just because your dog is little, it should not be allowed to harass your neighbors, their children, or anything else. It's not okay. There's like these two little dogs these people let out, and when you're walking by, they harass you. They're like nipping at your ankles and then just going after you, and the neighbors will sit on their porch and laugh. That's not funny. Okay? Next, just because you have a dog that happens to be a breed that's nice doesn't mean your dog doesn't need to be on a leash. Okay? Now, here we go. Because the whole nice dog, mean dog overall is not true. A pit bull can be an amazing dog if it has a good owner. It can also be a bitch if it's got a bad owner. Guess what? The same goes for a fucking lab or a poodle or whatever else big old teddy bear you think is a great dog. Just because your dog is a lab doesn't mean that it should be allowed to gallop onto other people's property, up to their children, or into their house. It's not okay. Just saying. So dogs are a big reason. So I go to the gym so that I can put my earphones in and run without worrying about crossing a stranger, crossing the street, coming across dogs, or whatever. And I use the elliptical because I really like it as an overall workout. It is a really cool elliptical where the arms are separate from the legs. So you are actively working your arm muscles, not just like working them because your legs are moving. I call that the boy elliptical because the boys are who do that one and the other one is easier, and that's the one the girls are usually on. So I use the boy elliptical and I run. And then I go to Zumba, of course, and I also am just starting some weights just at home, just little light weights, and I hope to be doing the insanity workout soon. So there you go with that. And I think that's where I'm going to end this. Peace out, kiddos.
Broccoli for a snack, fresh broccoli.
Hey guys, what I just now realized was I was talking about going to the gym to run, and I got off on a rant about dogs, but I never really told you what I do when I run. I usually try to run. Before I was running just as much as I could, trying to go faster and further. Now I've kind of switched it to where I have an ultimate goal of running a 5K in 33 minutes or less once a week at least. I think that I'm going to fool with that, like after I do it. Right now I've done it twice, so in another 2 weeks, so after I've done it for a month, I'm going to try to make it a little bit faster. I would like to get to where I can run the 5K in about 28 minutes. Once I have that done, I'm going to try to pair it up with going further. Ultimately, by the end of the year, I'd like to run a 10K in less than an hour. If I can get that down to like 50 minutes, I would be in heaven. But as long as it's under an hour, I'll be happy. So right now, I run at least once a week. When I'm on the elliptical, if I am having a rough week or if I'm having a flare-up and my body is not working with me, I make myself do at least 30 minutes at the highest intensity level. And on an ordinary day, I do an hour on the elliptical at the highest intensity level. However, since I've been doing the 5K and I'm getting that done in 33 minutes, it takes the 5K itself. It takes about 37 minutes. That's walking to warm up and walking to cool down. I hop off a bit and I do 20 minutes at the highest intensity level on the boy elliptical. That's what I do when I go to the gym. And I did rant and I apologize a little bit.
Okay, it's fried green tomatoes and faux fried green tomatoes and an iceberg and Thousand Island dressing salad. And this was supposed to happen today for the video, but we had some sink stuff happen. So tomorrow for lunch, I'm going to show you how I did these. Yay!